Okay. So good morning, everyone. So in this week's session, we will be discussing Azure AI Vision. For those who were not able to attend last week, we discussed Azure Machine Learning. So this is actually a four-week series. So this is to prepare within Microsoft Azure AI fundamentals. So this is module number 2, Azure AI Vision. So just introduce myself. My name is Ziggy Zulweta. I'm a 6-time certified Microsoft engineer. I have 2 certifications on Azure on AI, so Azure AI Fundamentals, and I'm an Azure AI engineer as well. Today we'll be discussing about computer vision and how we can get certified through Azure AI Fundamentals. So as a quick introduction on the agenda, so we'll be discussing Azure AI. So what are the different capabilities of Azure AI? So we discussed this last week. We'll just go through it for those who are not able to attend last week. We'll discuss the different types of computer vision. What are these Azure AI Vision resources? So before you use any service within Azure for AI, not even AI, for other services, you need to have resources. So we'll be discussing what those are. And then from there, we'll be discussing the 4 different high level areas of AI vision within Azure. So that would be custom vision, computer vision, document intelligence, face, and then we'll have a summary after. Now let's go to Azure AI introduction first. So a lot of people, when they hear about AI, they've been exposed to typically to ChatGPT. So they've been exposed to ChatGPT, and that's the only thing that they know with regards to AI. But if you look at it, AI is a very broad subject, and ChatGPT is just one of them. So within AI, there's machine learning, in which you have multiple examples. You have linear regression, classification, clustering. This is something that we discussed last week. Then you have AI language. So that would be language translations. Imagine you have a document in English and then you want to have it translated to Spanish or to Filipino. That's AI for you. So normally you have it, I mean, back in the day, you'd have it manually translated, but you have systems reading through the document and then translating it to a different language. So that's AI language. Then you have analyzing text, in which you have text that will be, you provide them a document and then they will analyze it and summarize it for you. Language understanding would be, an example would be Alexa, wherein you're giving the specific device a command. Let's say open the lights. So then from there, they understand what that means. No? Question and answering would be a typical scenario would be the videos that you see, or chatbots for customer service, and you ask the chatbot a specific question and then they provide an answer based on how it's trained. So question and answering and chatbots are pretty much the same, pretty much related. And then you have open AI. So this is where ChatGPT would come in on this small segment here. And in fact, not sure if everyone knows, but Microsoft invested in OpenAI, in that company, and that is why in a succeeding module in the next 2 weeks we'll be discussing how you can have your own ChatGPT, private ChatGPT, using your company data through Microsoft. So this is the only possible because Microsoft was able to invest within OpenAI. And as a result, we're able to have this service pretty much for our enterprise customers. And then you have speech. Within speech, you have speech recognition, wherein a person would be speaking, and then the text would be would be recorded, would be converted. So the speech would be converted to text, and then the information will be recorded in a transcription. And then you have speech synthesis. So imagine, again, the example of Alexa. It's actually two AI, what do you call this? They have three. Well, actually, if you look at it, because within Alexa, for example, you buy that Amazon Alexa device. When you talk to it, let's say open the lights. So it understands your language. And from there, it opens the lights. But sometimes if you ask it a question, so that's language understanding, and then there's a custom answering, wherein it will try to answer when you ask it, and then from there, it will talk back. So the text that you got from question answering will be converted to speech so that the device is talking to you. So that's speech synthesis. And then speech translation, as the word implies, would be person speaking, and then you see the translation happening on the fly. And then we'll be discussing, so today we'll be discussing about vision. So I will not go through all of these because we'll be discussing all of these in detail. And then from there, we have decision. So within this decision, there will be anomaly detection, content safety, and personalization. So anomaly detection would be having a system, let's say in a plant, you have a specific set of parameters wherein the imagine that in a system you have a normal graph, and then if it all of a sudden spikes, then there's an anomaly that happens, and then from there the system will decide. So also you can do it in cybersecurity wherein you have certain spikes in the server, then that's an anomaly in which the system will detect. Then you have content safety, wherein you see information about let's say racy or porn that is automatically or bad words that are automatically rejected by the system, so they get immediately blurred out. And then personalization would be in a consumer website like Amazon, wherein when you buy, it's personalized based on your needs. And then you have knowledge stores, wherein you store all the information about your company, and then AI will search all the information for you. No? So these are the different parts of AI. So we discussed machine learning. Today we'll be discussing about vision. And then in the next few weeks, we'll be discussing the other areas. Okay. So by the way, since we are only few here, if you have any questions, feel free to answer. Feel free to ask the question, and I'll be willing to answer it. Now let's talk about AI 900, the Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals course. So this is a course and an exam, by the way. So once you take the course, which I'm providing here, this will help you get certified. So this is the entry-level fundamental certification within Azure. So it will measure your skills on artificial intelligence workloads, your fundamental principles on machine learning, so that was last week, describe features of computer vision, so that's this week, and then the week after, next week, we'll be discussing natural language processing. So for those as well who did not attend last week, we have this free account which we'll be using during the entire course. So we have exercises. So let's see later if you have time to go through the exercises. But to go through the exercise, you must have an account and you must have credit. So if you're starting out with Azure and this is the first time you're having an account, then you have the chance to get $200 free credit. And then if you look at it, so there are actually a lot of popular free services for the next 12 months. And there are even 55 others that are free forever. So the AI capabilities that I'll be demoing to you, they're actually free forever for a specific limited test. So if you look through the when you go through the website and then view all services, you'll see that the services that I'm showing to you, if you want to demo it, if you want to test the AI capabilities, they're free to be testing. So the ones that I'm going to be showing you today, they're all free because they're part of the free service that Azure is providing. So now let's go with computer vision. So what is computer vision? It's actually an area of AI that deals with visual processing using visual input from cameras, videos, or images. So to delve deeper into that, so we have a lot of we have five actually. So the five basic terms of computer vision. The first one would be image classification. So this would be classifying images based on their content. So let's say this one, this photo here, you'd see that the system will detect that it's actually a taxi. What are the use cases for this? You have traffic monitoring solutions that you might use an image classification model to classify whether the vehicle is actually a taxi, a bus, a cyclist, and so on. We will show a demo of this later. So fasten your seatbelts. Next one would be object detection. Image classification earlier would classify what the image is. So it will look at the content and then from there classify it. In this example, it's a taxi. Object detection is going further, actually deeper than image classification. Because in object detection, it will try to classify the individual objects, and then from there provide a location with the bounding box. If you look at this example here, you have this photo of a road, and then using classification, the system will see that okay, this one here is a bus, this one here is a car, and these photos here are cyclists. So there's actually a classification that actually happened. But further to that, they provided the location by providing a bounding box. So you see here a box that is in rectangle wherein it detects where the location is. So this is what object detection does. It classifies and then provides the location. A use case would be obviously in a traffic monitoring solution wherein you want to detect where the different vehicles are, or this is typically the case for self-driving cars. So they need to detect cars, cyclists, pedestrians, and then even the lanes on the road. And then from there, it will actually tell the system, tell the car where to go. So that's the typical object detection. That's the computer vision model that they're using right now. And then you have image analysis. In this example, you have a photo, and then from there, the system will try to analyze what it is. So it will describe it for you. So in this case, it's a person with a dog on a street. So I'll show you an example, many examples of this later, wherein it will try to extract information from images, including tags that could help catalog the image, and then from there provide descriptive captions that summarize the scene shown in the image. So there are actually a lot of use cases for this. So any solution that needs to describe an image. And then you have face detection, analysis, and recognition. In this example, you have an image with a lot of people, and it will try to detect the faces. So this one here is basic facial detection. So to try to detect the faces within an image. Analysis would go further than that. So detection is to find any pictures within the image. Analysis would be, for example, you have an app, a banking app, wherein you upload your passport and then you take a photo of yourself. So a liveliness check. And then from there, it will analyze if your passport photo that you uploaded and the image that you provided is one and the same. So that's analysis. And then recognition will go further than that. So detection is just to detect the face. Analysis is to, for example, verify if the image provided and your face is one and the same. Recognition is to provide, for example, an Interpol database of all the faces of all the most wanted people, and then the camera will detect within a subway, for example, all the faces of a lot of people that you see. Let's say in a movie, just a person going in the subway, and then from there, the camera will go through a lot of faces and then try to recognize you from all the millions of people in that scene. No? So that's recognition. So detection is the higher level to detect the face, then analyze it, and then recognize. And then you have optical character recognition. So this would be detecting and reading text in images, even in photographs, or even in a lot of scanned documents such as letters, invoice, or forms. So let's say you have a contract that is 10 pages long. Using optical character recognition, the system will read through the whole contract and then from there give a summary. Now let's talk about resources. So I mentioned earlier that before you use any of the services of Azure when it comes to AI, you need to create a resource first. So I'll introduce you to an Azure AI multi-server resource. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is that you need this before you even use any of the services. So a multi-service resource is a general resource that in which you can with one resource you can use a lot of AI services already. So it includes computer vision along with many others like language, custom vision, translator. So for example, use this resource type if you plan to use multiple AI services and want to simplify administration and development. So let me give an example. Let's say let's say um, let's say you have a business use case wherein you have a photo. And in that photo, there's actually a text there. So for purpose of the example, let's say you have a photo with the word hello there. You want the system to get the text from the image. So there's actually computer vision. But after getting the text, getting that word hello, you want to translate it to English or to Spanish. So that's using the translator service. And then from there, uh, you want to analyze it. So okay, let's say you have an image with actually a lot of words, not only just the word hello, but a whole sentence. So let's say it's a feedback. It's a feedback from a customer. So you want to translate it, and let's say it's in Filipino. You want to translate it to English first, and then from there you want to analyze the text. So was the feedback positive or negative? So that's language. So in this case here, you would need three different resources. So there's a computer vision to get the text, translate it to English, that's a translator service, and then analyze text, that's a language service. So normally you need three different services because you use three AI models for that. To get the text from an image, to translate it, and then to analyze it. But if you use an Azure AI multi-service resource, you just need one. No? You just create one Azure AI resource and you're done. So the simplicity of this is that you only need one resource. But if you want to track costs among the individual resources, in this case, you need three. So let's say you want to determine if one resource is more expensive than the other, you want to track each cost, then you need to create three different. So I'll discuss a little bit more of that later. So these are the services supported by the multi-service resource. So we discussed custom vision, document intelligence, face, language, speech translator, vision. No? So all of this you can get with the multi-service resource. So the steps to create the resource would be one, you need to create a free account if you haven't one available. And then from there, two, you need to create a resource group. And then three, you create second step would be creating the resource. We call it cognitive services resource. And then from there, you get the keys and endpoints. So let's do a demo of this, just a quick demo. So first and foremost, if you do not have a free account yet, so I'll just do a quick demo on how you create a free account. You search, whether it be in Microsoft Bing or in Google, you search Azure free trial. And then from there, you'll get this website wherein when you click on it, you will see this website. You can start here for free. So before you click on this start for free, you'll see here all the free services. Okay, so you can go through all these free services. And then from here, you'll see Azure AI language. So this is the language AI, which we'll be discussing next week, wherein you get free 5,000 text records per month. So the document intelligence would be 500 pages. And then for customer vision, 10,000 predictions with 5,000 training images. In other words, if you want to try out the service, you have these limits here. If you want to create a chatbot, you can do so with 10,000 messages. So that's more than enough for testing. So yeah, so whatever it is that I'm providing you, you can create your own solution and demo it for free. Computer vision, so here, so we'll be discussing that. Yeah, 5,000 transactions monthly. So these are monthly. So you can test it 5,000 times every month. Okay. So to create your free account, you click on this Start Free. And then from there, you create a one. So no account, create one. So from here, let's put an example of Juan de la Cruz at gmail.com. Okay, so I'll not go through this. Okay, let's put a sample. Let's just put a sample password. Okay. Just put some random password here. So you'll just go through this process. And then from there, you need to provide a credit card. So don't worry, that credit card is just for verification purposes. You will not be charged for that. The reason why they'll be asking you for a credit card is because there are a lot of people who would try to create multiple accounts, no? To create multiple accounts to get the free service. I actually tried to create multiple free accounts before. So I'm one of those people. And then from there, I use the same credit card. They will not allow you anymore. In other words, they will check the uniqueness of the account based on the credit card. Okay. So just continue on with this process and you'll be able to create a free account. So now, once you've created the free account, what will happen is you'll see a screen something like this, in which you'll get a free trial account. So actually, this is my free trial account, ZZ personal trial. So this is what I got, and then eventually it got used up. So I have my own paying account now. So what will happen is you will go to your account, which is this one, and then from there, so just go to the main page and then create a resource. So we'll create a multi-service resource. So as in this case, cognitive services. So see it here, click on this. I'll create a new resource group. AI 900 seminar, a webinar. Click OK. I'll put my region. So I'm in Southeast Asia. I'll put the name. First, Azure AI resource. Pricing tier standard. So that's the free. There's a free allocation for that. I need to put this checkbox to acknowledge responsible AI notice and then review and create. And then create. This will take around a few minutes, so I will skip to that. But the result would be something similar to this. So here. Actually, I created a lot of resources for today's session, but you'll be getting something like this. Okay. So with this one, once you click on the multi-service resource, you'll see here in the left panel, keys and endpoint. So once you start creating your sessions or your testing or even your product, you need to use these. These are the way the key and the endpoint is to ensure Number one, the validity of the account. Number two is to actually provide, these are the keys. These are the quote unquote, the passwords for your system to access the service. So obviously I cannot show it here because these should be confidential. Okay. So from there, you can actually, once you've created this, you can actually create your own models already. So that's how easy it is. Now going back to the presentation. So Azure AI multi-service resource, we did a quick demo. Now let's go through the actual different individual single resources. So cognitive services, that's the one that which we discussed earlier. This is your multi-service resource. With cognitive services, you can access all the different services below here. You have custom vision, in which you can classify the image and then detect objects. So this is where we'll be discussing next. You have document intelligence to process text-heavy documents. So you have multiple contracts that you want to go through, to read through, get the information and put it in a database. And then face detection, we'll discuss later what detection is, what analysis is, identity verification, grouping faces, finding similar faces. And then next week, we'll be discussing about language, speech, and translator. And then we'll be discussing also computer vision, in which you analyze content in images and videos. So these in red are all vision, which we'll be discussing today. So as I said, if you want to have a single resource for everything, let's say you have a product that will use many different models, then you suggest you can create one. But if you want to manage utilization and cost individually, then you create single resources for each one. Okay. So let's talk about custom vision first. So what is custom vision? It actually goes to two different models. First one is image classification, in which you try to predict which category or class something belongs to. So in this case, I have a photo here of a banana, apple, and orange. And if you upload any of the three in the system is supposed to tell you if it's a banana, an apple, or an orange. Object detection, as I said, goes further than image classification. So it not only classifies the image for you by predicting what the class of each object is, it will give you a probability score and then the coordinates of a bounding box. So if you see in the example here, hold on a sec, I'm trying to. So if you in the example here at the bottom right, you see here that the banana has a prediction of 97.9%. So the first one is it classified this as a banana, and the probability score is 97.9. It means that it is within this percentage that the model thinks that it is right. And then from there, it provided a coordinate of a bounding box. And then you have here orange and then apple. Okay. Now the beauty of this with custom vision, so you have image classification, object detection. The beauty of this is that you have a portal wherein you can create these models very quickly. So just doing drag and drop and doing some click, you'll be able to create a system already. So I'll do a demo on this right now. Okay. So as not to bore you, let's go and get ourselves hands dirty now. So let's say I want to create this sample here. So in this example, I have images of pedestrians, images of bikes, images of people. Okay. For this person, I classified it as a pedestrian. And then for this one here, I classified this as a cyclist. So how did this happen now? Okay, let's go through the different steps so that you understand how it is. So from here, I'll create an object. Okay, sample traffic safety. So again, this is the resource that we created, the multi-service resource earlier. So this is the one that we created earlier. So this one, Azure multi-service resource. So this is the one that we're using now in this project. So you need to search the resource here. So this is the first Azure AI resource, is the one that we used earlier. Okay. Now I want to create an object detection model. For the domains, I'll not discuss each and every one of them, but let's just choose the basic one. And I want to create a project. Okay. Now, the first thing you need to do is you need to add your images. So I created already a model, and my system is I want to determine when I upload an object or upload the video, I want to determine who are the pedestrians there and who are the cyclists. Okay, but before you create a model, you need to train the system first. So I'll add all my images here. So in this case, for the training, I'll add all of these images. Okay. So I have around 33 files. I'll upload it. Okay, done. Now, if you look at it, you see here, it's all untagged, meaning the system does not know what this object is. Okay, so now you're supposed to train it. In this case, I will train it that, okay, for this one, I'll create a new classification. This would be a cyclist. Okay, enter. And then for this one, this object here. Okay, so this one you need to adjust that, and then this one a cyclist, and this one here, this a pedestrian. So what did I just do? I created two classifiers, a cyclist and a pedestrian. Okay, I need to create this for all the 33. This one is a cyclist. So I need to create this for all the 33. I need to complete this. No? So I will not do it here because it's actually quite a long time to do. No, it will probably take me 5 minutes. But once you've classified, that's the first step. Upload the image and then classify everything. Okay, you classify everything, each and every one. So in this one case, I need to create here, classify this as a pedestrian. After I need to change this, so I'll adjust this here. So you're just dragging, dropping. You're just doing some. Okay, so this is also pedestrian, and this one here is also pedestrian. Okay. So you need to tag each and every object. So once you've tagged it, the next step would be to click on this train. Okay, this train button here. Now, okay, let's go to the previous example. In this example here, I've already uploaded all the 33. I uploaded all the 33 and I tagged it already. So if you can see here, there's no more untagged images. So going back, in this sample traffic safety, as you can see, there are a lot of untagged objects, untagged pictures. So the goal here is to tag everything so that you don't see anything untagged. Everything would be tagged. So that's what happened here in this sample, in this traffic safety sample. I clicked, everything's already tagged. There's no more untagged. So in each photo, I already tagged all the different pedestrians and cyclists. Okay, so you can see here, they're all already tagged. So once you tag all the images, your next process would be to click on this train. Okay, you need to train this. So I'll not click on this train because I already trained it, but it will take you around 30 to 40 minutes. So that's why we don't have time to do this right now in the session. But once you've trained it, the next thing for you to see is the performance of the model. Okay. Because what will happen is you trained it, and then from there it will try to go through the whole model and try to do it by itself. No, so it will give you this model here, and then from there you can actually do a prediction. So let's do a prediction. So for example, for this one, I uploaded this from the web, and then from there it actually gave you a cyclist, and then a pedestrian, and then another pedestrian here. Okay, and then these are the probabilities. So obviously, you need to, when you have a system, you need to look at those that have low probability. So the thing is, the cyclist and a pedestrian can be one and the same. So in this case, it says here that 31% is a cyclist because it's probably saw the bag and then there's no bike, no? But for this one, it's 99%. So let's upload another image. Okay, so let's do a quick test. So let's go, just go online. And then let's get any photo of a cyclist. Cyclist photo. Okay. All right. So let's get this one. So this one is a good example. Let's get this photo. Okay. Let's download this. Save image as, and then let's put it in the let's put in the downloads. Okay. So from here, let's close this again. I'll go through my model. I'll upload the image. It says under downloads, this one. Then from there, you'll see that, okay, 99%, 99%, this one 99%. So you can see here, so there's a 64%, but if you look at it, underneath there's a cyclist 99, 72%. In other words, in your system, you need to put a threshold of above 75 and above. So you can see here that it's able to detect all these cyclists. So sorry, let's put another pedestrian and cyclist image. Let's look for another one. Oh, this one is good. Let's try to save this image. No. Okay, this image is taking long to load. Let's look for another one. Okay, this one here. Save image as. All right, this one here. So in this case, let's upload another image. So browse local files, upload this one. And then from there, so you can see here that it's able to detect some pedestrians and then even the cyclists and then the pedestrians at the back. Okay, so that's how computer vision works when it comes to object detection. So actually pretty simple, no? Once you have trained the image, once you've created, check the performance, and then you can quickly predict it. Then from there, you can actually use it. So how do you actually use this model? From here, you'll see the endpoint. So one and then the key. Okay, so I'll delete this after because I'm putting this online. But with this endpoint, it's just an API already. So just an API call in which you can actually call it through an API. So let's say you create a website, you use this endpoint, API endpoint, and then you upload the image, and then from there, it will provide you a result in JSON format. Okay. If you want to know more about it, you just go here, object detection, Azure. Okay. So these are the objects that it will provide you. So all you need to do is to call it and then get the result, an API result back. And then from there, you'll be able to create the model. So I'll show you an example later of an actual working model, but with a different AI model. So in the interest of time, we will not be able to discuss it. But that's how you do it. It's an API call already. So that's how easy it was with the beauty of this custom vision studio. So you just create a project, upload the images, train the images, and then deploy it. And then check the prediction first and then deploy. That's how easy it is. So next would be Azure Computer Vision. So with Azure Computer Vision, you have many aspects to this. One is you can describe an image. So for example, you have this image here of this after in New York. So this is the Empire State Building. when you have it described, the result would be a black and white photo of a city, a black and white photo of a large city, or a large white building in a city. So it will try to generate a human readable phrase for you or sentence that can describe what the image is. Now, yeah, you can also tag in visual features. So suggest tags for images based on a set of thousands of recognizable objects. So in this case, actually, if you look at it, this is similar to object detection because it will say that there's a skyscraper, there's a tower, or a building. Sorry, okay. That's the third one. So tagging visual features would tell you that, okay, for this image, there's a skyscraper, a tower, or a building. So imagine that you have, let's say you have 1,000 images that you want to upload in a folder. And then from there, you want to categorize them. So all of these 1,000 images, you want to categorize. And then from there, you want to make a search. What are of the 1,000 images, how many of these are buildings? And then from there, I'll show you later. Once you click on building, you'll be able to search all of them. So that's tagging visual features. And then object detection. So the difference between detecting objects in computer vision versus the custom vision, which we showed earlier, was that in the custom vision, we created a custom model wherein we trained cyclists and pedestrians. For the custom vision model, but for the computer vision model, which I'm showing to you here, it's based on a pre-trained model already. So in Azure, there are specific objects that are already have already trained for you. So in this case, they already have a pre-trained model for towers and for buildings. Okay. So again, no, for custom vision, we're creating a custom model. So in this case, we created a pedestrian and a cyclist model. But for computer vision, there's already a pre-trained model wherein buildings and towers are already assigned. No? So I'll show this in the demo as well earlier, in the demo later. And then from there, you can also detect brands. So let's say you have this image here of Microsoft. It will try to detect amongst a database of thousands of globally recognized logos. And then from there, it can also detect faces. So this Azure Computer Vision can detect the face for you. So it's actually a subset of Azure AI faces, which we'll be discussing also later. And then you can also categorize the image. So in this case, in this image here, it's a people category. And then for this one, it's a people group category. And then from there, it can also detect domain-specific content. So in this case, in this image, this Eiffel Tower, it will give you a confidence level. It can also do basic optical character recognition. So this is a subset of document intelligence. So in this case, I create a photo here. I have a photo here, and then it will tell you the location of the text and image. So I'll do a demo of that now. So, and then can detect image types. For this one, it will say that it's a clip art image, and it's actually a line drawing. So 1 is yes, 0 is false. It can also detect color schemes. So for this image here, it will tell you what the foreground, the background, and the colors are, the main colors. It can also generate thumbnails for you. So in this case, here's the picture, and then this the thumbnail result. And then from there, it can also moderate content. So obviously, I will not show here a nude photo. But what will happen is once you upload a nude photo, it will tell you that it's actually a um, pornographic content. No, it's a pornographic photo. So earlier, there's a computer vision studio. The Azure Vision, the computer vision has its own studio as well. So let's do a quick demo of this. Okay. So this is so if you recall, customvision.ai. So this is our custom vision model wherein we created our sample traffic safety model. Then you have your Vision Studio. So this Vision Studio is where you can test all the different Azure Vision models. So under image analysis, so let's go to this example here. Okay. In this example, we have tagging visual features. So I said earlier that let's say I have hundreds of photos and I want to search the towers or the buildings inside those hundreds of photos. So this is the example here. Search photos with image retrieval. So let's try it out. So in this example, I have 245 photos in a manufacturing setting. Okay, so this is actually 245 photos here. Okay, so it's actually a lot. Now what will happen is you can do a search query. So I want to find all the objects, all the photos with people looking at information on a tablet together. So there, no? You can see that these are the photos of people looking at the tablet. So you can upload your own, you can try with your own image. But I'm just using the sample here, no? But you can try it with your own. You can upload your image set here, and then there will be queries that will come out. Okay. So going back to our manufacturing setting, I want to search for boxes on a conveyor belt, and then from there you'll see this. I want to search for solar panels in the desert, then you'll see this now. So this is actually pretty cool because you just upload all of these 245 images, and then from there, it's able to categorize already. So imagine you're in a company setting, you have so many images that you uploaded, and you want to do search for all of these information. So cargo ships approaching the port, and then from here, interior of a building. Okay. So now let's talk about the others. No, let's look at the other models. So under image analysis, so in this case here, you can also describe an image, right? So this is the one here. So in describing image, there's a dense caption and there's a caption. The dense caption provides multiple captions. Okay. So in this example, so let's browse the photo earlier. So let's browse this. Okay. Let's have this image earlier, which we downloaded online. Okay. So here it's trying to say that a group of people on a bicycle. Well, obviously they're not a group of people, but it's the system incorrectly thought that these are people on a bicycle, but blurry image of a car, woman riding a bicycle, people riding a bicycle. Now, so it will try to give you many descriptions on the image. For this one here, woman sitting on a car. So many descriptions, no? Many descriptions. So let's upload another one. So this one here, what will it say? Probably a group of cyclists. Let's see. A group of people riding bicycles on the road. Okay, fine. So that's what dense captions would provide you. And then you have the add captions to images. So this one is single only. It will just give you one single so the most highly probable, in this case, a group of people riding bicycles on the road. Okay, so again, no, we just downloaded this from the web, and then from there I uploaded it, and the system was able to tell you already. So again, no, we didn't do any training. Azure already created its own training set amongst millions of photos, and then from there you just upload your own photo, and then from there it will try to describe it for you. So we didn't do any training, no. We just downloaded any photo that you want online, no. So let's look at the celebrity. Let's try here. Let's see. Let's put in LeBron James. Okay. Let's download this photo. Okay, save images. I wonder if it will detect. Okay. So it will not detect. This not the celebrity one. So a man holding a basketball. Okay. So that's and this one here, a statue of a woman holding a scale on top of a building. So again, no, as mentioned earlier, in under image analysis, yeah, we did an example wherein you search a photo amongst a different set of photos. A photo in which it will provide many captions. There's also a remove backgrounds or images option. This is pretty cool. So for example, let's upload this basketball photo again. So imagine that only LeBron will be there holding the ball, and then the background will be removed. So let's see if this will happen. No. Okay. So yeah, so you can see here, the background of LeBron is erased, and then this is the photo of LeBron. Okay. So other examples would be this one. You'd get all. You want to get the three images of these three people. So there, no. So you have the person cooking. So it was even able to get the object of the chicken that he is cooking. And then from there, this lady with the hula hoop and then the ball, it was able to get, and then this kid with the hula hoop is able to get as well. So that's how you remove backgrounds from images. So detecting objects in images. So this is the basic object detection. So again, I mentioned earlier in custom vision, in this custom vision model, we created our own model of pedestrians and cyclists. For this one here, when you do object detection, sorry, this one here, there's a pre-trained model. So under here, image analysis, detect objects in images. So let's try it out. So in this case, let's click on this. So skateboard is 90%, and then the person is 95%, the skateboard is 90%. So let's upload LeBron's photo here. Let's see what will happen. So there's a person, 88%. The sports ball, 83%. So again, no, we didn't do any training. So let's put the cyclist as well. Let's see if they know. So yeah, okay. So even the cyclist example that we have, they also have it here. So we didn't do any training. They have it already pre-trained for you, no? So what else can we check here under image analysis? Common tags for images. Okay, detect sensitive content images. So I'll not do that because I don't want to show here in a recorded video uploading a porn image. You can also go with face. So under face, you want to detect faces in an image. So let's browse LeBron here. It will detect. So the result should be a bounding box with the okay, select resource. Sorry, we need to select our resource. So we select our Azure multi-service resource, which we created earlier. We acknowledge that it might incur usage. Okay. So yeah, so this one here. So obviously there are other blurred ones, so you ignore that. You just look at this one. Okay. So in this example, this one here, face mask, you can also check with face mask. So this one here, face mask covering nose. So as you can see, even the, what do you call this? Even the features of the eyebrow, there's dots here, so you can actually get the coordinates. So you'll see the JSON coordinates here. You can see the pupil left, pupil right, the nose tip. So it will give you the X and Y coordinates within the image itself. So X here, for example, mouth left. Okay. So what it does is 492, this from the right. So 492 pixels, and then from the top 349. So that's how it does the coordinates now. So you get a JSON response. So how do you call this? Again, it's an API call. Use the REST API. So once you do this, you will go through documentation on how to get the actual API call. So this would be an example. Okay. So you can just go to the documentation. This is the request URL. And then from there, you'll get the result already, which is this one here. Okay, so you can imagine creating a website wherein you'll create a simple, just using simple HTML code. You call post call to calling this calling this URL, and then you should expect a result back, which is this JSON. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? No. Okay. Extract text from images. So this is the basic optical character recognition. So in this example here, let's try to get the text of all of this. So from here, it's able to get all of these information, and then you'll get also a JSON. It will tell you where nutrition is in the image. So it's a bounding box. So this is the X and Y of the upper left, X and Y. So in a box you should get 4 coordinates, but each coordinate will have an X and Y. So this is the first coordinate, this is the second, this is the third, and then this is the fourth. So that completes a box. You have um, 4 pairs of X and Y coordinates for nutrition. And then the confidence level is 99.5%, means that with this accuracy, they know it feels that nutrition is the actual what do you call this? Actual word, no? So let's okay, so let's upload LeBron's photo again. Let's see if it's able to read the Lakers. Yeah. Okay, so from here you'll be able to see, oh, it's able to even read the you read the tattoo, but you can see here even Wilson. Let's see, it's able to detect Wilson. Yeah, so see, it's able to read Wilson. Bibigo, where's Bibigo? Okay, cool. So it's able to read the text of the logo and then the Lakers, and obviously the number 6. Okay. So what did I show you earlier? So we did show describing an image, tagging the visual features as able to show detecting objects, um, detecting faces. I showed categorizing an image. I did not yet. Okay, I showed a sample of an optical character recognition. Let's look for the others. Detect faces, common tags, optical character recognition. So this one we showed already, face. So yeah, I mean, for the brand and for the celebrity, you need to make a call here. So for you to search for it, so celebrity, Azure Vision. So from here, you click on this, and then from there, they will give you the call. No? So you'll give an example already on how to recognize celebrities. So everything is online after if you look at it. So as the saying goes, the internet is sky's the limit when it comes to the internet. So you'll be able to get it, and it's also for free. No? So nothing stopping you from testing all of these resources. Okay. So let's go further on the discussion. So we discussed Azure Vision Studio, in which there's a custom vision again. So the custom vision studio we showed earlier. So this one here, you can create your object detection or image classification. So again, no, custom vision will only have classification or object detection. Everything else will be in Vision Studio. So as the term implies, for custom, you're creating your own custom image classification or object detection. Let's say, for example, in a customer setting, you have probably some objects that you want to classify or you want to detect that Microsoft probably hasn't even thought about training yet. Whether it be your own in your product line, for example, or in your manufacturing line, you have these defects that obviously your product and only your team would know what the defects are. So that's object detection. So imagine that you have millions of products that you want to check if there's a defect. So from there, you train images of your products. Obviously, the products are specific to you that obviously Microsoft may not have even seen. And then from there, you want to have an object detection model to see which of these products have the defects or not. So obviously, that's very custom in nature. Microsoft will probably not have that. So from there, you create all of these for your own specific needs. And then everything else would be on vision. So all of these image analysis that you see here, and even custom models you can create in custom. So everything here would be the pre-trained. And then you have face here, which is the basic facial detection. Okay, and then optical character recognition would be the basic extracting text from images. So that's Azure Vision Studio. Now let's talk about Azure AI Document Intelligence. So in Azure AI Document Intelligence, you have three high-level models. So you have document analysis models, wherein you can read the document. So that's the first one, just getting the text. Layout would be so reading is just getting the text. Layout would be getting the text plus the structure of the document, and general document would be getting the text, the structure, and then having a key value pair. So we'll discuss that later. Then you have these pre-built models. So Microsoft has already created pre-built models for you, wherein, let's say, in a banking setting, or in a let's say you're a company that gives loans to companies, and one of the things that you look at first would be the invoice of the companies. So Microsoft already has a pre-trained invoice model, wherein any invoice that you provide, regardless of the format, it will be able to read it for you. So I'll show that later. So even in receipts, any receipt that you provide, it will get for you. Any identity card, it will get it for you. Even the health insurance card, business card. So don't worry, we'll demo this later. Then you have the custom models. You have a custom template. So this one, I will show you a product that I've developed my own. So it's a custom template. You have a client with a specific form that they have their customers fill up, and that form is obviously custom to them, that Microsoft does not know. And then from there, I want, of all of these 3,000 forms, I want to get all the all the IDs and all the names of all the farmers in that form. No? So we'll show that as well later. So in document analysis, you have read. So again, as I mentioned, in read, you can get extracted, printed, and handwritten text. So this is the only thing that it does. So you have this document here. It will try to get all the information. So again, if you look at it, this read here is what Azure Vision can provide earlier. So this is the basic that Azure Vision can provide. So remember earlier in this example, okay, let's go back to that example. Azure Vision can provide this, okay? All right, so that's what Azure Vision can provide as well, this read functionality here of document intelligence. But we need further information besides just the text. This is where document intelligence would come in. So in this example, I want to get not only the text, but even document structure. So what do you mean by document structure? What page number it is, the angle, width, height, unit, and so on and so forth, no? The structure of the document. And I want to go further than that. I want to get the key value pair. So in this case, what is the key value pair? So commission file number, this is the one. For the transition period, this is the information. So even the different key value pair. So later I'll show you a custom model wherein I want to get the farmer ID, the name, the first name, the last name, the middle name. That's the key value pair. So first name would be Ziggy. The first name would be Ziggy, last name would be Zulueta. So that's a key value pair. Then you have the pre-built models. So again, as I mentioned, any invoice that you provide, so we'll demo it later, it can read. So this is the key value pair. So invoice, the invoice number, the invoice date, the due date, the customer name, the service period, etc. And then for receipts, also they have their own set of key value pairs. So for invoices, a use case would be accounts payable processing or automated tax recording reporting. For receipts, you have expense management, consumer behavior data analysis, automated tax recording, and so on and so forth. And then you have this identity model. So any passport that you upload, for example, it will get the key value pair. So whether it be country, region, date of birth, date of expiration. So again, no, these are pre-built models. I don't need to do training. I just upload any So imagine that you have a banking app in which you want to upload the driver's license or the passport. It will read the information already for you. No? So you don't need to train. If the person would upload let's say a driver's license from another country, it will also read it for you. Then also business cards. So this one's pretty basic. You see a lot of apps already reading business cards. In that case, as you notice in those apps that read business cards, no matter what the format of the business card is from any company, it will able to read it. Okay. And then custom model. So this is what I'll show you later in my scenario for my business, wherein I created a custom model for a client and then was able to get all the information from that form and then put it in the database. Okay, so I'll demo that as well later. So you'd probably be wondering already, there's a team here. Each and every AI model has its own Vision Studio. So in this case, sorry, this is not Azure Vision Studio. This is Document Intelligence Studio. So in each and every service, you'd notice that they have their own studio. You have their own studio, no? So Custom Vision has its own, Azure Computer Vision has its own, Azure Document Intelligence also has its own studio. Okay, so let's do a quick demo on what this studio is, and then I will show you a working model in production of one that I created for my business. Okay, so I need to log in. So obviously when you log in all of these, you just use the free account that's which I showed earlier. Okay. Okay, so this is a sample read, which I showed earlier. So run analysis, and it will try to read the document for you. So from here, it will get all the text and paragraphs already. So that's the basic read. The layout would get the layout of this. So run analysis. So to tell you, there's a paragraph here. This is the title. So this is the section heading. So it's providing all. It's getting also the layout for you. So paragraph. So that's the difference between the read and then the layout, because here you see there's a layout of so another section heading. So this one here is yeah. So it tells you the different structures now of the document. And then you have general documents here. This is the one wherein it tries to provide a key value pair. So in this case, okay, so this is a sample application. So it not only reads the text and the structure, it also gets the key value pair. In this case, operator name is this one. You have the lease number and so on and so forth. Okay. Then here are the pre-built models. So try it out. So from here, you can see that you have, okay, this an invoice, this another invoice, and another one. As you can see, these are all different formats, no? There's no one in the same format. So Microsoft has already done it for you. Any invoice that you provide it will be able to get the key value pairs. Okay, so for this one, you have here a form with multiple line items. So it was able to get the billing address, okay, your house number, and then it gets the different line items for you. So from here, it's able to get the date of the different line items. It knows that this is a table. So there's a table structure here with 4 rows and 8 columns, including the column header, another table. So it's able to read it for you, no? So from there, you can get the result. You can see exactly a long result. So it's able to read it, no? That's the point of it. That's the beauty of it. For receipts as well, same thing. You have a sample here of different. So imagine in an expense reporting solution, we have this basic receipt. It's able to read it. And if you want to create the code, here's the code. No? Here's the code. And if you want to just use a simple API call, this is the API call already. This is the URL here. Okay. Oh, sorry, this is the URL of the photo. The URL would be somewhere. Okay, let's put in the C# or JavaScript. Oh yeah. If you want to call it in JavaScript, here it is. Okay, you need to get, again, as I mentioned, your key and endpoint, which I showed earlier. Always have your key and endpoint. And then from there, it will call it. Okay, the sample document URL is here, and then it will call it here. So this is where it will call it now. So that's your JavaScript call already. So just cut and paste that and then put it in the website. And then C#, another set of codes. So from here, so this is a sample. Okay, and this is another sample. So it's a different kind of receipt. Let's see. So this is a hotel receipt. So it's able to read it as well. And another one. No? So there are many samples. Okay, identity document. So this one here. So you can see here, this is a sample of an identity document in India, another one in the US, a passport in Malaysia. So for this one, let's run the analysis for this one. Okay, you can see here, it's able to get the name, the last name, the nationality, the date of birth. So let's put here, oh, social security number. Okay, so let's try this. So yeah, so it's able to get all of this information for you. Okay, now let's go to the custom model because this is where it's more interesting. So in this custom example, I created one model already for my client now. So this client is actually a government client wherein they have so by the way, these forms are not live, obviously. These are sample forms which I created for the proof of concept. So I have a form here wherein they upload the farmer ID. Well, this form is either filled up via typewritten or filled up handwritten. So this is a sample of a handwritten form wherein, just for example, I want to get the farmer ID. I want to get the last name, the first name, the middle name, the cell phone number, the date of birth, and the sex. So another example of the form that is typewritten. So you need to have at least five forms to train it. No? So I even have an example here of handwritten. No? So this one, they know that this is Stanislaw. Okay, so yeah, cool. And then this one is Hoven. So you can see here, first name is Hoven, middle name is Kalau, and then the cell phone number is able to get as well. So the number, and then the date of birth, 8/1/58. Let's see, date of birth. Yeah, birthday, 8/1/58. So it's able to read it. And then from there, so I labeled all the data. So similar to the custom vision earlier, you need to load all of these data. So for example, for this one, I click on this. I say that this is the middle name, for example. No? So obviously, I need to exit this because I'm going to ruin my model. Okay, so after you've tagged each and every what do you call this? Each and every record. Okay, so let me just go back. I don't want to ruin my model. You need to click on train here. So once the training has been completed, you can test it. So let's say let's go to the, so let's test here now. So for example, I want to, let's see here. Oh wait, this is the one that I have in the model. So this one here. So from this one, I run an analysis. And it's able to get the information already for you. No? So this is a custom model. And what I did was, in this client of mine, we have this folder. So imagine that in this business scenario, all of these forms would be provided via email and dumped in this folder. What should happen is once the files are dumped in this folder, what will happen is from upload in this folder, it will go to review, and then it will get all the person ID, date, last name, first name, and review status of the document. So review status would be pending because, so what I wanted to do here is that sometimes if it's a handwritten document, it's not 100% accurate. So there should be a manual intervention for the person to review if the system was able to read the handwritten text or not. Okay. So that's the review status here. So in this example, okay, what I did was I created a system. So this is the system here. I created this app wherein what this app does is it will read documents in this folder every 3 minutes. And then from there, so this will look like. So to read the document every 3 minutes, and then from there, analyze the document now. So I'll run it. Okay, so I'll run it, and then what I will do is I will drag my documents here. Okay. Okay. These are the 3 documents which I will load here. Okay, so what will happen is the system is going through all the documents already. And then what will happen is once done, all of these documents will be gone. It will go to the review folder. So let's click on refresh. Okay, so the documents are gone, no? So we uploaded 3 documents, it's gone. It now goes to the review, and then from there, it was able to read it. So remember earlier, this was what do you call this? This folder was empty. And then from there, you can see though, this document here, PCIC1, to review it, it was able to get the information, and it was able to put it in the database already. So it's able to get the ID, the date, the last name, the first name. So that's how document intelligence works now. And this one we created. So this is an example of PCIC, so Philippine Crop Insurance. So we created a proof of concept for it, wherein they have forms, whether it be handwritten or typewritten. So this one is a handwritten form. So John Padilla, then Daniel Padilla. So I want to get the first name and the last name, enable the middle name. So Daniel John Ilago Padilla. So from here, you'll see it's Daniel John Padilla because we didn't get the middle name. And then from there, the date where they uploaded the file, they filled out the file, and then the person ID. So the person ID is 02123445. Let's check. In this case, farmer ID 02123445. So it's able to get even the text, even if it's not, the text is, what they call, it's not clear, it's still able to read it. So the number 0917 555 888. Let's see if there's a number here. Oh, I didn't display the number here. But yeah. So there, no. If you want to see if it's able to get the number, let's upload it here. Let's upload the file here. Okay. So run analysis. So yeah, it's able to get the number as well. Okay. And it will tell you the confidence level. Okay. All right. The farmer ID is 02123445 with 99% confidence. Padilla, 99% confidence. So take note as well of the confidence level. So this what will happen, no? If the what I did in the system is if the confidence level is low, this will be highlighted for review. So that's one thing that can happen as well in the system. Okay. So that's Azure Document Intelligence. So I even showed you a working model for that. By the way, any questions as of this point? Let me just take a screenshot of people who are here so that I can document this session. Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So let's go continue forward. Azure Facial Analysis. So again, no, just as a summary, we discussed custom vision, we discussed vision, and we discussed about document intelligence. Now let's talk about Azure Facial Analysis. So under facial analysis, there are three basic points. First one would be the computer vision. So again, we showed earlier that in computer vision, you can do basic facial detection. So again, going back, this is what computer vision is. If you go here under face, you can do basic facial detection. So detecting the face of the person. So that's the basic, just to detect if there's a face or not. Okay, so for example, what is the use case for this? Whether it be that you want to have a camera there, monitoring a certain room, and there should not be any persons there coming in at night. So that's basic facial detection. You don't need to even know who that person is as long at the end of the day, because obviously once you go down the ladder, so detecting the face obviously is cheaper. Determining if that person is one and the same is obviously more expensive, and then determining that person across 1 million records, that's obviously more expensive in terms of cost. No? So if you want to reduce costs, just do facial detection to see if there's a person or not. Period. So that's you can do it in computer vision, Vision Studio, or you can do it in face. No, so that's the basic. Then you have identifying faces in a video. So that's video indexer, and then you have the more complex facial features, where you come in with Azure Face. So Azure Face can not only detect, which computer vision can do, but it also recognize and analyze faces. So this is where we will be discussing most of the this topic here. So what is this Azure Facial Service? So again, we showed earlier in computer vision that you can do facial detection analysis with it. And then from there, you will able to see as well the different features of the face. So you'll see the left and right pupil, uh, here, the left and right, even the left and right eyebrow, and even the nose, no? The features of the nose, the X and Y coordinates, which I showed earlier. So just to go back again, going back here, you can see the landmarks here. So the pupil left, pupil right, nose tip, mouth left, mouth right. So this is basic facial detection and analysis. So as you can see here, all the dots of so imagine this mouth here is able to get the features of the mouth. So where the mouth starts and where it ends. Okay, even the eyes, even the eyebrows. So you can get all of that information here. So that's basic facial detection analysis that computer vision can do, and also Azure Face Service can do. So what is the common use case? So I just want to count the number of people entering my building. I doesn't care who they are, as long as I want to know the statistics. So for example, in a supermarket, obviously I have customers that would ask me, I want to count the number of people coming into my supermarket at specific times of the day, but due to data privacy, I don't want to know who they are. Don't want to store their images anywhere. I just want to count how many people are coming in and out. So that's basic facial detection analysis. Okay, so that's people counting in a building. So that's where you would use this for. Now, if you want to have a more complex situation wherein I want to know how many people are coming in, but I want to identify them. So for example, that would be on a door security system. So this is where Azure face identification will come in. So in this example here, let's say Bill, in the system, we uploaded around 5 images of his photo, of his face rather. And then once he enters the building, before he can enter, he needs to look at the camera, and then from there, the camera will identify if that person is Bill or not. If it's inside the system, then I will let him enter the building. If not, then he will not be able to enter. So that's a one-to-many matching of one face in an image to a set of faces in a secure repository. So this is where the beauty of Microsoft will come in. Obviously, a lot of companies have been asking for data privacy and all of the security in which Microsoft Azure will provide it for you. So in this case, all the employees in a company, you upload all of their photos within Microsoft Azure. And then from there, using the facial service before they enter a building, there will be a one-to-many search to see if that person is inside. And then from there, he can enter the building. So that's identification. Then you have verification. So verification is a one-to-one matching of a face in an image to a single face from a secure repository or a photo to verify that they're the same individual. So one example would be a banking app. So let's say, or a financial services app, wherein you upload your passport first, and then from there you take a live photo of yourself. To be honest, this is how this is what should have happened with the cell phone number registration, the SIM card registration that we have here. What should happen is you will upload your passport, and then from there you will take a photo of yourself. Well, sorry, not photo, but actual video of yourself. Well, take a screenshot of yourself, and then from there it will verify if it's one and the same, that you are the person, and then that ID card that you uploaded is also you, no? The thing is, the telcos did not do that because having this is obviously going to take cost. And if there are, imagine, 60 million in the Philippines with a mobile number, that would be 60 million calls, obviously. And imagine if it's just, imagine if the cost of 10 cents, for example, or for one single call, then obviously it's going to cost them millions of dollars, no? So that's probably why they pushed back. But now that what do you call this? The government has mandated them, then they would what do you call this? They would need to use a system like this. Now, for you to have an idea, so how much will this cost? No, after you can let me give you an idea how much it will cost. So if you can go to Azure Price Calculator, you go to Bing, Azure Price Calculator. So here you can see how it will cost. So in this example, I will want to use the face service, Azure AI service. Okay. So let's remove some other stuff here first. I just want to have the face service. Okay. AI service. Okay. So I don't want language. I want to use the face API. So actually, it's not that expensive if you look at it. For every 1,000 transactions, it's just $1. So yeah, I don't know why. So imagine if the telco would have, let's say, 20 million subscribers. Calculator. 20 million subscribers, so 20 million calls divided by 1,000, 20,000. So it will cost them roughly $13,200 US just for the service. So yeah, I don't know why they're trying to cut costs on this, but yeah, you can use this service for their SIM card registration. So not a problem. I think that cost would be negligible for them. Anyhow, going back to the discussion. So again, no, having these, calling this will incur a cost that the telco would or a banking application would do. So for 20 million, for 20 million subscribers, $13,200, not that bad. Okay. So that's verification. Finding similar faces would be, imagine that you have a celebrity, celebrity lookalike app. So you try to match the face between a target face and a set of candidate faces to find if there's something similar. So under finding similar faces, you have two. You have match person and match face. So imagine that this is the input. So this lady here in red. So that's the input. And then you have a set of different images. So imagine that in the future, this would be, the celebrity. In the celebrity, it will be match face. So this image here against, so imagine if this girl in the right is a celebrity. So it's for the purpose of the discussion. It will say that it matches you at number percent. So that's how the system will work. Match person would be the same as identification here, wherein it will match you against the set of set of images that was provided. Okay. So again, for this one, match person, you'll get this two. Match face, you'll get all these four. And then group faces. So you want to group, you have 5 images here, you want to group them. So the first 4 is actually group 1. They look similar in features. And then there's a default messy group. Messy group is if that image is no longer part of the others. No? In this case, this lady here in the right is in the messy group. That's how Azure will call it, because it's not related to the other 4. No? Okay. We're actually about to finish the discussion. So as a summary, we discussed what a multi-service resource is, encompassing everything below. So that's cognitive service, and then you have custom vision. Custom vision would do your custom image classification and custom object detection. So again, imagine that in a company setting, you have your own images in a production line, or you have your own marketing images that you want to classify, and Microsoft does not have it pre-built. So that's where you use custom vision. And then everything else will be under computer vision, whether it be describing images, which we showed earlier. We just showed how tags are created, pre-built object detection, reading text from images, so the basic document analysis, the basic document intelligence that we showed earlier, basic facial detection. And then from there, if you want to go further on with documents, so more complex documents, so I showed you an example of document analysis, pre-built models and custom models. So pre-built models again would be analyzing any receipt or any invoice. So we showed a custom model as well, wherein I have a client with their own custom form. And then I showed you what Azure Face is and all of these different features. So there, just to wrap up the session, we discussed all of these different concepts. We discussed, we introduced AI to you. We discussed the different computer vision scenarios, what the Azure AI vision resources are. So before I wrap up now, I want to show you how to create resources for the different models. So again, we created our Azure AI resource here earlier, in which we created the multi-service resource. Sorry, let's go to this one here. The AI 900 webinar. So we created our first Azure AI resource. So this is to create your multi-service resource. There are some instances in the demos here. Okay. So that's one example. Recognizing products on shelf. This one here would require resources in East US, West US. For you to demo it, you need to create a resource from this region. Okay. So I cannot choose my Azure multi-serve this resource that I created because it's not in East US. So what I'll do is I need to create one in East US. Okay, so from here, I want to create my own Vision Studio, custom Vision. So I'll create a resource here, and I'll search Vision. Okay. So computer vision. So I want to create a computer vision. So again, no, this is custom vision. This one here. This is computer vision. This Vision Studio. I want to create my computer vision studio. Okay, and then again, if you look at it, it has to be in East US. So from here, I'll choose the region East US, and then from here, computer vision. Okay. Oops, sorry. Clicked on that link. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Subdomain is already used. So AI 900, computer vision. See, let's still use. Let's put Ziggy. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, accepted Ziggy. Okay, all right. So it has to have a unique name. And then from there, pricing tier, this one. Click on this, review and create. And I'll create. So this will roughly take around 2 to 3 minutes to deploy. Oh yeah, it's already succeeded. So go to the resource. So AI 900 computer vision Ziggy. So from here, I'll choose it, refresh this, and then I'll look for computer vision Ziggy, confirm. Okay, acknowledge. And then from there, I can do the test here already. So from here, I can see that's the different products. So there, no. So that's how you create a resource for the others. So you can, I'll share the recording again for you to refer back. So what will happen is there are some let's go back here at the very end. There are some in the demo in each of the different studios that you want to look at, in which you need to create a specific resource in a specific region. So that's how I showed it to you. So for custom vision, you create a custom vision. For vision, you create this. So these are the names of the services. So I did a demo for you to be able to demo all of these after you create your free account. And then there's some next steps. No, there are actually a lot of if you want to continue on with your certification and you want to get your hands dirty, these are all the different exercises that you can go through. So obviously, what I showed you earlier was object detection. So what I showed you earlier was uploading the images, training, tagging each and every image, and then training the system. That's the object detection model, which I showed earlier. If you want to have a working model on an exercise for each of the different ones, here are the links. So just to give an idea, so facial recognition, there's actually a yeah, so these are the steps that you can do to actually do it on the fly. We're in they'll even show you the end results. So from here, you uploaded this exercise was for facial recognition. And then from there, you uploaded a sample image and it's able to detect a bounding box for the face, no? And then it also showed you other examples in which you can try in the system. So there, no? So a lot of resources for you for free that you can try if just need to put in the time and the effort. Then so yeah, why can't I go back here? Okay. So yeah, no. So you have all of these exercises, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exercises you can go through on your own on your spare time. And again, no, if you have any questions on these exercises, feel free to ask them in our Azure AI Philippines LinkedIn group. And then with that, I will end the session. Next week, we'll have natural language processing. We're in 2 weeks ago, last week, we went through machine learning. This week, we went through images, so analyzing images. And then next week, we'll be analyzing text, analyzing natural language processing. So analyzing text would be, let's say a customer feedback would be presented and you want to know if it's a positive, mixed, or negative feedback, we'll be discussing about speech services. So imagine you want to create a bot that speaks using your own voice. That's a neural voice. So you have a recording of your voice, and then you read through. Imagine in this, if you watch this Mission Impossible um, scene wherein that person was forced to read a certain paragraph for you to train his voice. So that's a neural voice. So we'll discuss that next week. Translating text to speech and speech to text. Conversation language understanding would be with Alexa or any device or any you want to say open the lights, it will understand you, and then AI chatbots now. So we'll discuss this in the next week. So before end, any questions as of this point from the audience?
Yeah, wala. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, cool. If there's nothing else, thank you very much. We're able to end in around 10 minutes, 13 minutes earlier. If there's nothing else, I will end this recording and I will guys let you go. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.